Hello and welcome to Session Mate. I welcome all the therapists and educators today we have on our platform. I wish you all a very happy Dashera and Gandhi Jayanti. Thank you for joining us today on a holiday. We hope that by the end of this session, you find something valuable and useful. So for today's process, we would be onboarding and creating an actual IEP, smart IEP using Session Mate. So I just hope you find it useful, and all the therapists and educators can weigh in, and if they have any questions, please come up with it. Here, you see when you search up the word Session Mate, it's the Session Mate platform. Everyone is directed to this one page, and here you can see first feature, which is Smart IEP. Is one of the most important features that we have on our platform. It is available for therapists, it is available for parents and caregivers as well. All the users that come to our platform, they first have to select a role. Why this role is important is because later on, all the recommendations made on the platform would be based on the roles you provide. So we will be able to customize this platform better for you. This is the Smart IEP for therapists and educators. There are 3 features in our Smart IEP. One is to describe the goal that we have. Can I quickly add in one thing? Aditya, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Please mute my other number that I have for SKP.
Yes, that is muted. That is muted only.
Okay, everyone.
Do you want me to disconnect that number?
Yes, for now we can do that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So the therapists and educators on the platform, there is a brief about what Session Mate IEP is for. Here, what we do is we make structured IEP based on different prompts that we have in here. There are 3 ways that we can create an IEP. First one is to describe how we want it to be. For example, I can choose to write a very simple language, natural language prompt here, given based on the requirements of the child. Say if I write a child that the child has autism or have so-and-so condition, he is 6 years old, 7 years old, and I want to teach them that it will generate a goal out of it. Next one is uploading existing IEP. You can upload a PDF of the IEP that you have at hand, and then it will be able to create a smart IEP out of it. The third option is conducting an assessment, which would be an AI assessment. Here, as we all know as educators and therapists, that first thing while creating an IEP is to assess the child based on their developmental levels and their functioning across different categories. So this is something that we have created for that. For now, our focus will be on creating an IEP. I will keep it simple. This is the first time all of us are onboarding. I think most of us are onboarding for the first time on the platform. So I would keep it simple, but I encourage all the therapists and educators to utilize other options that they have. Again, everyone gets 2 options to create an IEP. For first one, we would be creating one right now. And for the next one, you can choose to upload an existing IEP or conduct an AI assessment for that. So let's just say I hope all of us have our PC in front of us, and so everyone can write the goals as I write here. Sessionmate.ai and click on Smart IEP to access this page. You have to choose a role of your own as therapist and educators. Please remember that as therapist and educator, when you select a role, then you are given a rather structured IEP creation process. Okay. So again, we have some prompts ready here. Let me use one of them. We have limit of 5 characters, so you can write as comprehensively, as descriptively as you want. Please describe the learner, their age, their requirements, for us to be able to compute the current level and target level for the same. Here you can see based on the prompts we have given, based on the requirements that I have written, I have 3 goals now. Are all the educators able to see their screens? If this is what you see, then all of us are on the right track now. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. So, yes, these are the goals we have created. Just remember that there are 3 goals here, and they are made out of one sentence I wrote. So please remember that my sentence may not have been as descriptive. So in order to cater to all the age groups in that particular skill or area, we have 3 diverse range of code here, all advancing a little bit. So you can see the accuracy and perhaps the requirements would differ a little. So you have to quickly read through all of them and select the one optimal for you. Or you can add one of your own. If I feel this one is optimal for me, I would select it. If you wish, as an educator, to make a change in the goal based on the learner's requirement, again, nobody knows the learner best, only the therapists do. This is something that we have tried to help the therapist ease their workload a little. So if you want something to change, you can definitely do that. Say, for example, if you feel your learner may not initially show an accuracy of 80%, so you can change that. You can make that 70% by editing the goal as you wish. Here I have added 70% and I can definitely see the change here. Just proceed with strategy selection. Any questions so far, anyone?
No.
Okay, thank you. So these are the 3 goals we have so far. Since we all know an IEP is very comprehensive and it addresses more than one domain at a time. So let's just say you can generate it right now from AI. Within this structure, with the same structure, I would be given these goals, or I can manually type it on my own. Again, manual typing gives a lot more power to a therapist because then you get to decide the current level, the target level, choose the category optimal, and the timeline for individual goals as well. For now, let's just goal again. Say, for example, if I wish to teach So I've written this goal. As you can see, there are some errors, but don't worry because our AI generated goals, they have covered you. So all the educators, they can quickly write whatever that comes to their mind based on the requirements of the child. It can be in an academic domain, it can be anything, and the goal will be generated here for you. Never mind the mistakes. Here, you can select the accuracy, the activity that you feel optimal for your learner, and add selected goal. That was one.
Here, can we edit the goal?
Editing, since AI generated goals here, your question is to edit a goal, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if something you find not suitable, then you can manually write an entry and then fill it in there. Once you are on this page, then no goals are editable because we assume that on the previous page you have edited all the goals, sir. So when you make the new goal, it is advisable to check it truly while you generate it with AI or you write it manually, because these goals, they will not change. Okay, so now we have 4 goals here. Next step would be to select some strategies. We have all the goals, we have the categories, current level and the target level, but it does not make any sense to us if the IEP does not create an actionable task that is required to work on the learner. So we click on therapy plan, which leads us to strategy selection. These strategies are based on the inputs we have provided, the goals that are there, and based on these goals, current level and target level of a learner, we have some strategies recommended. Now I will quickly pause my screen, or you can also have a look at the strategies that is displayed on your screen, and you can pick and choose all the strategies you feel are optimal for your learner. The strategy selection can be based on the age that your learner is in, or based on the requirements and availabilities of material at the therapy center or your school. We have journal, drawing journal, step-by-step drawing, picture building card. Added them. Next thing is to select a home plan. As a therapist, as an educator, when we create a plan, it is very important for us to have another plan ready, which the learner can carry out along with their parents at home. So we all know that for a learner with special need, it is very important to generalize the skill that they read and they learn in their institution at home as well, because an IEP is a very comprehensive plan and everybody, even at the household, are a part of it. So home plan is again recommends strategies based on the requirements of materials at home. When they are choosing these strategies, they can build a plan and share it with the caregiver or parents later on. Here, I have selected strategy, one for the therapy plan that will be administered in the institution they work at, and one for the home plan that will be carried out by parents, caregivers, siblings, grandparents, and whoever is there at home to look after the learner. As a therapist, we also know there are some goals that require a lot of time, and so you can pick and choose all the dates that you feel are optimal. Say if a goal is not too big and I think it is workable for my learner, I can only choose a duration of 2 weeks here. But when I think it will be a challenge, carry out that same activity at home, I can have and customize different timelines for it. Picture books, story cards, okay. Here also you have an additional option to drop a goal if you feel they are not optimal. So how do we do that? Plan and home plan. If you skip some goals without adding a therapy plan or home plan to them, then those goals will be automatically out of the line. Let's just again take 2 goals for now. What I have done is I have skipped the second goal, because at this point, if I don't find it optimal or I find it too detailed for my learner, I can still skip it. Any questions so far, parent, therapists? Okay, I hope all of us are on the same page. Doesn't matter on the number of goals you have selected. Let's take our time to quickly read all the strategies that have been recommended, and I encourage all the therapists to pause their screens to go through all the strategies suggested. There could be some goals which can only be administered in a therapy or educational institution. So we can only choose the therapy plan if we want. There are some goals that can only be administered at home, so I can choose a therapy and a home plan for that. Once we have selected all those strategies, we can have a look at our plan by reviewing plan. Reviewing plan helps us to Like quickly glance at all the plans we have created. Therapy plans are on priority, so they are shown first. 2 goals that I have selected therapy plans for, and the duration is mentioned here. If you don't find them optimal, you can always go back and change that. I have selected 2 home plans as well. If you remember, I have, for this particular goal, I have only selected home plan, so it is mentioned. Let's create plan now. So this is what my therapy plan and home plan looks like. If you think this plan is optimal for you, you can always go ahead. Here, child's name is important. Okay, so as therapists and as educators, when we onboard a child on our platform, we know them by their names. You can choose to write numbers based on the roll numbers they have, or you can if you wish, you can write their names only, or however that is applicable in your therapy center, because this particular area, it also takes accepts numbers, characters, and alphabets. So if all of us are on the same page, let's just quickly give a name to this. I have given a name to my plan. Here you have to write your email. This is the email that you will get your plans on. So all the therapists and educators, please be very careful while writing it. Have all of us filled the emails here?
Yes.
Okay, any challenge so far?
No.
Okay. So if anybody has any challenge, if I am not able to answer them, then my colleague will do that. You can write it on the chat box if you're not comfortable speaking up. We just want to make sure that all of us are on the same page before we proceed. So once you write your emails, also remember this is the email address that you're going to receive all the reports and messages from SessionMate platform. So please write the one that is in handy with you. This would be the same email that you log in your application with. So I just hope you all understand. Okay. So, assuming all of us have written it, let's just quickly go download the application. On the mail that you have received from SessionMate, if at all of us have written our correct email addresses, you would see that there is a direction that directly leads to the application from Play Store or iOS. Okay. My colleague has also pinned the application and its link in the chat box. Those who do not have any idea of where to get it and how to get it can click on the links based on whether you have an Android or an iOS, and you can get the app downloaded. Or if you are a user of SessionMate, you can always scroll down if you have already opened this page, that is, and read more about us and get your application from here. SessionMate has 2 offerings, one for therapists, educators, practitioners, and the other one for caregivers. So a therapist using SessionMate would benefit the most if the parents and the caregivers are also using a SessionMate application. Remember, it can be used on its own, it can be used in isolation, but then again, if both of you have it, both the parents and the child, and the educator of the child has the SessionMate platform, that everything works out smooth for everyone. For those who have downloaded the application, please comment in the chat box so we can proceed.
Well, should
since
I admit your phone? Should I admit your?
yeah, please. Yeah, please do.
Yeah, I have.
So if all of us already have the platform right now, for those who are not using it and are using it for encourage you to create an account. Okay. Let me quickly share my phone screen. So all of us know what we are talking about. We have to download the application. I have an Android with me. So I'll just quickly show where to get it. Here you see this is session mate for therapists and educators. Is my screen visible?
No, Norup, I think you have left from your phone. I think you have left the meeting.
Oh, I may have mistakenly done that.
Yeah.
Okay. So please access the link in the chat box and download your session mate platform. While I try to reconnect my phone again. This is something you would see when you join this platform. Okay, so once you create an account, you would have to fill in all the details about yourself and get an OTP. Remember to put the code number that has WhatsApp in it, because most of the conversations are done there also. WhatsApp comes in handy for all the educators and therapists, and also it is very efficient to communicate with the caregivers as well. So please put in your correct WhatsApp number along with the email address you've given before while creating the smart IEP. Once that is done, you would receive an OTP on your registered mobile number and email ID. Okay, now is everybody able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Rupal, it should be audible. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, we should be
Right.
visible.
Here is the SessionMate platform. I requested all of us to download. And after you get the OTP right, you would be directed to migrating a plan. Is that what everybody sees right now? You can also choose to comment if you wish. Since I already have the application with me and I have logged in already, let me open my application. So if you have used the right. So while onboarding, you would receive a request for therapy code printer. What happens is SessionMate for therapists and educators have a different feature added to it, which is therapy code. It is not present in SessionMate for caregivers. Writing a therapy code will ensure that you have a workspace of your own. So for caregivers, the application which is dedicated for caregivers, we know that there could be 1 to 2 children that are special and they would onboard that. That is simple, but here we are onboarding more than 1 children. For a therapist working in a therapy center or an educator, the number of the students can go on to like 30, 40. So you have a dedicated workspace of your own. Writing a therapy code would mean that the workspace is only for you. So while you log in, writing the therapy code will ensure that you have access to your workspace and nobody else has it. So you would be given an option to choose a therapy code. If you don't have it, if you're a first-time user, just quickly select on the therapy code that is given to you, and you can continue with that. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Kumar. Anybody else has some queries on that? All the first-time users, all the people who are using it for the first time, please go with the therapy code that is given to you. And select a role of a therapist or a center coordinator. A therapist is someone who is using the platform on their own or who has been aligned with another center coordinator while using this application. So if you are an independent therapist or a standalone therapist, you would have to choose an option of a therapist, or otherwise you can choose to onboard with a center code that is given to you by your center coordinator. Or if you're someone who runs their own therapy center, then you would have to choose the option of center coordinator. I hope everybody has created it. Please give me a thumbs up if everything is done. Great. So let's just all open our SessionMate app. Remember, if you use the right Gmail ID that you have created your plans with, first thing you would be able to see other than the tour of the application is your migrated plan. So here you can see the plans I've created are on the display. I think all the names that we've given to our learner previously would pop up here. Let's just click on the arrow right next to the names. Here we have to onboard a learner. Onboarding a learner would mean once we have created plan and we are using our application to migrate it here, we would also have to add in their caregiver's number, their age, the name of their parents, father and mother, both. Please remember to fill in the number which is used by the learner's parents and over WhatsApp, because with this number you would be automatically be able to share the details, the reports that you have for any daily check-in sessions and their reports. You would be able to send them automatically. So please be careful while writing this number. Please fill in all the details and continue. I will skip it for now, and we would be able to see other plans based on the learners I've onboarded earlier. So far we have created a plan using Smart IEP. We have very successfully, I hope all of us have migrated that on our application on phone. So we have onboarded the learner. Next, very important thing for a therapist or an educator is to conducting these sessions. Okay, so based on the natures of goal we have made, or based on the therapist who is administering this session, we would pick the therapy type and select the learner we have. I have already onboarded 2 learners for myself, so I would quickly choose one of them and submit a plan. So what will happen is, yes, all of us were able to create a plan, I hope. Okay. You can choose to write in the comment here in the chat or react with your emoji, favorite emoji to respond. So we will move on. Other educators, I hope all of us have created an IEP and downloaded the application, because now we are checking in a session for the learner we have onboarded. Choose most optimal therapy type based on the goal, the nature of the goal, and my profession, that is being a special education teacher. If a therapist, a physiotherapist is conducting the session, then they would choose that. I would highlight the differences that it makes, but for now, let's just see. So, say a therapist who has onboarded a child may need to brush up all the goals they have selected for a learner. So here, if we click on View Therapy Plan, you would see all the goals for the learner, their current level, and the strategies selected. So actionable tasks that you have to do, you're already shown it. You have already shown it here. You can choose to delete the session if it does not go as planned and for any reason you were not able to conduct it, or check out the session here. Here, based on the goals we have selected for that particular learner, we have to mark them based on learner's performance in this particular session only. And these are some objective questions. So what happens is these questions are asked across different domains, as you can tell: attention, focus, concept understanding, task engagement, instruction following. And these questions help us find a ground which will be used for different learner as well. These objective questions are present in all the special education check-in session. And we all know that educators and therapists, they like to write some comments, or they think that we have not addressed here. They can always choose to write it here in session comment. Session comment is where your personalized feedback will matter the most. As an educator, we all know, irrespective of the questions we answer, although they are across different domains and they, to best possible extent, they have covered all the domains, there could be something that you find important in the therapy session that you would like to note for yourself or for the caregivers and parents. So you can write it here. For now, I would skip it and just end the session. Okay. So the difference I was talking about is here. I have chosen physiotherapist for that particular physiotherapy type for that particular learner, and you can tell that here all the things are the same, but when I check out, the nature of the questions asked are different. Here, the questions range across motions and motor control, fatigue, endurance, muscle tones, fatigue. So these are specific therapy type questions asked in particular sections. I am deleting it for now. Okay. Here is the page you see again. We've learned to onboard, we have all learned to create an IEP, smart IEP using our platform. Then we were able to migrate the plan here. We were also able to onboard the child. We have added new session and checked in once. Let's retrieve session count. Here is a quick walkthrough about the application. The retrieve session counts help the therapist and educators to see the progress made by the child over a period of time. So I have picked a range here, and you would see, since there was only one check-in session for this particular learner, you'd be able to see my comments. I have not commented here, so it is empty, but other options are there. You would also able to see the elapsed time, which is 3 minutes. You can download this right now, and this is a very structured PDF with all the details about this particular therapy session. You can share it with the parents on the numbers registered earlier. That's why it is very important to use the right number for the parents and caregivers. So while there is a lot on the application, but we strictly adhere to the time limit that we have with us, and thank all the therapists and educators for joining. So far, we have created a plan, we have migrated it, we have checked in new sessions, we have retrieved session counts. You can also review the plan anytime. Just quickly choose the learner. Look out for the therapy plan here. And there you see, you can still download it here. So while we've already shared your plan with you on your registered email previously, you can download this PDF here or share it over WhatsApp with the parents of the learner. There is so much more to explore, but we are short of time. So this time we will try to answer all the questions that our therapists and educators may have so far. Were all of us able to create a plan? Any challenges that we may have faced? Okay, so there is a lot more going on over this platform. It is very comprehensive and detailed, and we can always schedule another call for the same. But the priority of this particular call is to onboard one plan, onboard a child, create a plan, and add new session for the learner. All the educators and therapists who have joined us, you can always come back to us with your answers. We can take them in another call, or we can answer them one-on-one, whatever seems fit.